Hey guys, I'm in my Moscow-based studio In-Beat-Ween Music Lab, and I would like to tell you a short story about the track Moika in Space on High Praise Records. So, this track was initiated and finished around April 2020 during the first wave of COVID-19. I was in my studio and I was fiddling with one of the synths. This synth is Yamaha DX100, this one. And I had this preset found in bank A, and it's called Wood Piano. It sounds like this. So I came up with this very simple melody line. I really loved the sound, the grittiness, the dirt, the low bit resolution. And around the time I was listening to lots of early 90s bleep and bass or Sheffield techno sound, and it really shows in this track. As a melody, I added this top line, just mimicking the bass, bleepy sound. And so the foundation of the track was made. Then I started messing around with the beat. I chopped lots of breaks, lots of hip-hop breaks, lots of funk and soul breaks, some classics. The real hip-hop heads will definitely recognize this, getting it more complicated. Adding this break, chopping, in small pieces as you could see. Then adding a bit of Apache break, obviously, here. And then finishing it all off with 909 kick, 808 16th note hi-hats, 909 open hats, etc. That's how it sounds together with the bass. Musically, I had some additional elements, so I was digging in my crates and found some nice soulful samples. But obviously the focus of the track was the rhythm section itself. So the melody, the vibe, the melodic elements were meant not to distract you from the groove. That's why the track is structured this way. So we start with something soulful, something ear catchy, like ear candy, drawing your attention in, and then tricking into like a techno sounding but very groovy track. So to trick in those who don't really like techno but can dance to it. Texture-wise, I was making sure that I leave all the small clicks, noises, like here for example in the break, intact. So it's definitely adding to the character. So it's a noisy, groovy, raw, hard-sounding, heart-pounding track. And I also had this small sample here, chopped. Obviously I won't be naming the source, but the jazz funk heads will definitely recognize it. And now the bare beat. The grooviest part, as I call it. Boom! And that's how the track was made. In a couple of days. Yeah, but the story doesn't end there. Initially this track was called Ready, Set, Go, and I uploaded it to my USB when going to a small town of Kirov in the north of Russia. I was called by my very good old friend Evgeny Jakich to participate in this party happening in between the first and the second wave in this new place called Moika in space on Instagram, an open air party. And I was so blown away by the event, by the vibe, by the people, by the whole sheer, experience of it all, that I had to devote this track to the place. That's why it's called Moika in space. I'm rhyming here.